have two nations here looking to find some form and also impress before the European Championships coming up later this year. And the French, of course, Les Bleus, attacking the goal away to our right in the first half and attacking right from the very start. Here is Cornet, and the ball into the penalty area looking for Adli, and eventually England are able to scramble the ball behind. I mean, Adli plays in Germany for Bayer Leverkusen. James Trafford, the Manchester City goalkeeper, who is performing very well for Bolton, a famous club in the third tier of English football this season. Now Creswell. Here's another loanee at the back for England, the Leeds player who has really starred for Millwall in the Championship. England try and play the ball out, but very quickly it is cut out by Elise. And the French here have made a promising start. Now Shirky. It's closed down by Levi Colwill, and England will try and find a platform further up the field. Archer, though, losing out. Here is Badiashile, who was on the pitch briefly for Chelsea when they won here against Leicester City 3-1 a couple of weeks ago. Badiashile again. Now Larouci, who was pulled into the squad fairly late in the day. Originally came through the academy at Liverpool before moving back to the French game. Gendry. Michael Elise has been a real bright spot in what has been a difficult season for Crystal Palace. Angel Gomez, one of two players in the England team who currently plays in Ligue 1 in France. He features for Lille, having come through the academy at Manchester United. Elliott just pulled down, but the referee is happy for play to continue. Colwill working it wide. Here is Creswell. Spence. And there is pace guaranteed for him down the right-hand side. Colwill. That's a very good ball. Max Aaron's wearing number 2, but playing on the left. Of course, a regular right-back for Norwich City for a number of years now in both the Premier League and the Championship. Here's Creswell. His father Richard was a striker for many years up and down the English leagues. England looking to work the ball through a very crowded midfield once again, and they lose out. Here is Adli. Now Shirky. Adli. A good ball into the penalty area, causing problems. It was played in by Larouci, and Colwill on the stretch did just enough. It was into that corridor of uncertainty between the goalkeeper and defenders who were facing their own goal, and in the end it scrambled behind. Rayan Shirky will take the corner kick. And rising is Badiashile, but the header is too close to Trafford. Now Spence. And again, the French win it back in the midfield area. Shirky. Badiashile has been given plenty of room to bring it forward again into Adli. And Adli now has got Larouci, who delivers another cross in, but this time it's cut out by Creswell, but he's given the ball away in a dangerous area. Shirky. Rushy. In the end, the French are happy to go all the way back to Lucas Chevalier. The second cap for him, the Lille goalkeeper, who has featured in the first team this season. William Meslier of Leeds is the most experienced goalkeeper involved in the squad, but he's on the bench. One opportunity for Abli. Kone loops up off a deflection into the arms of Trafford. Kone, another player in the team who came through the academy at Toulouse before moving on to Germany, currently plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. England will face Czechia, Israel and Germany, the reigning champions in the European Championships. They'll be playing their group games in Georgia. 8 of their 10 qualification games to finish above Czechia, but they have gone out in 5 of the last 6 European Championships in the group stage. The one exception was when they were beaten by Germany on penalties back in 2017. They've reached only one final in their last 19 tournaments, and when you consider the amount of talent which has been developed in the English game, that's a rather slim return. But now England looking to build forward to Archer. It's worked back towards Chevalier. Now Larouche under pressure from Spence, who will try and get as far forward as he can down the right-hand side. So we may see Oliver Skipp shuffling across quite a lot. And here is Spence, who is forward again now, and it's a good ball in, but met by Badiashile. And the crowd encouraging the shot from Gomez, but in the end it comes to nothing, and Gomez has stayed down. Goal Gomez, another player who is facing a number of familiar opponents here today. Lee Carsley has been in charge of, in the main, a winning team since taking the job nearly 2 years ago. Winning 10 of his 13 games in charge. He's been part of the England setup for a number of years. Of course, played his club football for the Republic of Ireland. With the work he's done in the academies at both Birmingham, one of his former clubs, and Manchester City has really impressed those involved at St George's Park, the England training centre. Gomez will maybe just take a moment on this near side. Sylvain Ripoll is just having words with Rayan Cherki. Ripoll, another coach who has been part of the national setup for a number of years. He's also in charge of the French Olympic squad. So there is an extra route to international football available to these French players, which isn't usually an option for male players in England. Le Pennon. Simakan quickly plays it wide, and the French with some very nice play. The flick from Cherki, and then Adli with a low ball, which is quickly cut out by Smith Rowe. Simakan tries to bring it forward again, but the whistle had gone for a challenge by Cherki. He was approaching 100 games for Lyon at the highest level in France. He's played 25 times in Ligue 1 this season. Many of those have been starts. And he's been on the radar of a number of clubs for a number of years, having made his debut in the Champions League at the age of just 16. And he also became the youngest scorer for his club soon after that. Free kicks given for the challenge by Le Pen on Gibbs-White. In terms of caps, there is less experience in this French team here today compared to England's. Players like Max Aarons, Oliver Skipp and Morgan Gibbs-White. Been around this level of international football for some time. Here is Skipp on the ball now. Aarons. Now Elliott. He's jumped up a couple of age groups. But it's no real surprise when we see his performances for Liverpool. Gibbs-White. Simmerkamp almost bamboozled by the turn, but he was supported by Gendry. And then there was a late challenge on Simmerkamp. The French will have a free kick. Shield. Now Larouchi. And Cameron Archer wearing the number 9 shirt for England today. Following Balogun was a player who was originally in the squad but pulled out through injury. A player who has been one of the stars of French football this season for Stade Reims, scoring 17 goals this season on loan from Arsenal. He also has connections to the United States, and they're also keen to potentially bring him into their squad at full level, but that's all in the future, and he was unavailable for this international break anyway. Spence. It's cut out by Kone. Adli. Spence redeems the initial error by winning it back. Here is Gomez. Now Smith Rowe. Gibbs-White can cut in field from that sort of area. Skipp encouraged to shoot by the crowd, but instead he tries to find Archer, but it was a good challenge from Simmerkamp. Kone. Cherki again using the ball well. Ablin finding Larouchi. Gendry. And the French have been moving the ball a bit quicker than England in the opening stages. Shield. Now Larouchi. Cherki again picking out a blue shirt. Gondry. Just evades the grasp of Le Pen. Elliott. Elliott just dropping a bit deeper, and it's a good ball forward. Almost found Smith Rowe. Coming in field, but there is space on this near side for Adli. Larouche coming forward on the overlap. There's only one blue shirt in the centre, and it was cleared away by Creswell. Abilene rather isolated there. Cherki to Elise. Adli once again. And now Cherki back towards Adli. Could open up for the shot. It almost fell for Elise, but in the end, the two French players possibly got in each other's way. Penal. Simacat. Spencer's able to cut out the crossfield ball, and it's a rare touch for England in recent times. Skip. Elliott. And it's beyond Spence. With the throw-in. The French continuing to pop the ball around with real authority. And here is Cherki, who is running the game at the moment. Into Abilene. Colwell does well, and now he can strike forward. It was just a nudge from Abilene, but not sufficient to lead to the free kick. Kone. Cherki. Kone is managing to get a foot in, but here is Gondry. Olise. Michael Olise, a player who was in a number of top English academies, Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester City, but really made the breakthrough in the English second tier with Reading before getting his move to Crystal Palace. Archer coming deep in search of service. Now Elliott. Smith Rowe. Aarons. Gomez. Smith Rowe. Just caught late by Kone as he made the pass, but the French have the ball back. Gondry. Cherki. And there could be a break on this near side. Kone. He was caught by Skip, and the referee will have at least a word here. I think Oliver Skip was aware that Kone got away. There was an overload on this near side. The French have only won the European Championship once. That was in 1988 when they beat England over two legs in the semi-final. They won 4-2 at home when Eric Cantona scored one of the goals, and Cantona got both in the second leg, a 2-2 draw at Arsenal's old stadium Highbury, when Paul Gascoigne was on the score sheet for England 2 years before he became one of the faces of Italia 90. And France went on to beat Greece in the final. Here is Elise, who cuts inside but skies the effort. And Colwill looking to play the ball out again, but it was cut out by Le Pen on, but Elise wayward with the finish. Colwill. Aaron's doing well to ride the challenge. Archer. Simakan will clear again. Badiashile. Here's Le Pen. Chevalier is having very little to do at the moment, the French goalkeeper, although James Trafford has only had a fairly routine save to make from Benoit Badiashile's header. Colwill. Now Aarons. Again, England's central defenders are looking for movement further forward. Here's Gomez. Quickly given away. Now Amin Adli. Let's have support. It's allowed to run, and Elise on target this time, but Trafford is able to make the save. The French again counter-attacking with real purpose, and the ball's allowed to run there. Elise this time was able to produce a more measured effort, but for the second time in the first half, James Trafford not really tested. Spence. Criswell again. Skip. Gibbs White outnumbered. Badiashile comes away with the ball. He continues as part of the attack. Here is Cherki. Elise to his right. Badiashile now inside the penalty area, but it's pulled back, and then the shot is skied by Le Pen. He rather got the ball caught under his feet there. Maybe better options inside the area. Le Pen, like Cherki, now features for Lyon, having come through the academy at Caen. Aarons. Gomez. Once again, Jed Spence really unable to use that blistering pace down the right, but here is Elliott. And the French are happy to make the midfield very congested, but they do have the players to spring forward at every opportunity. Gibbs White. Gomez just happy to retreat for a moment. French have won it back once again, and then That was late from Skip. He escaped the yellow card for the first challenge, but not this one. And once again, Oliver Skip knew that when that ball was given away by Spence, badly got away from him, England could be exposed. And the Tottenham man receives the game's first yellow card. Simican. Elise was fouled. It will be a free kick. And there are one or two issues here for Lee Carsley to address. The French are moving the ball very effectively at times, and when England do win the ball back, they do have talented players in attack, but at the moment they are seeing very little of the ball. Simican. Gondry. He says forced back on this occasion. Simican. Plays for Leipzig in the German Bundesliga. Norway, Switzerland and Italy are the opponents for France in the group stage of the Euros. They'll be based in Romania, in Cluj, during the group stage. Competition spread across the border between Georgia and Romania. Skip winning the ball back this time. Gibbs White challenged by Kone, and here is Cherki. Elise to the right. He's now found by Le Pennon. Cherki, and that's lofted. But he has been the class act on the field so far. Gomez. Once again, Archer is outnumbered. Badiashile winning the header. Le Pennon, it's a smart turn. Larouchi. Adli. Cherki. Here is Kone. French won 8 of their 10 games in qualification, drawing the other 2. I mean, Goriri, who was on the bench here today, was their top goal scorer with 5, but Cherki also weighed in with 4. And they were 3 points clear of Ukraine in the end. And they didn't qualify for 6 successive Euros, which again looks a surprise when you consider the talent which has been developed by the French over many years. Now Archer. Just for a second it looked like he was goal side of Badiashile, but the Chelsea man doing just enough. England quite long this time, and Archer in the Championship for Middlesbrough has really feasted on that sort of service since arriving there in January. And Creswell coming across to make the challenge there on Ablin. And the free kick has been given. Certainly a committed challenge. And there's no doubt that England have been second best in the opening half hour, but the French have not really created a clear-cut chance, and certainly worked the goalkeeper enough. But what will the set piece provide here? Cherki's delivery, Paddy Shield, it's beyond him, and the whistle has gone. French got out of their group in the previous Euros in 2021. They lost to the Netherlands in the quarter-finals, having led that game for a long time. Myron Boadou scoring in the final moments. And they were beaten in the semi-finals 2 years previously, having helped to knock out England in the group stage. To go back to the Eric Cantona team. Frank Sauzet was another major player when they were successful back in 1988. But there has always been a clear pathway between the age groups into the national side in France. Saliba, Camavinga and Tchouaméni all played in the World Cup, having featured for the under-21 side within the last year. Skip. Creswell and Colwill have seen plenty of the ball. Gomez. This is better from England. Aarons. He comes inside, so there is room for Gibbs-White. Elliott. Out again. Here is Cherki, always full of touches. Adley, good well by Colwill. Adley again. Cherki. Now Elise, Gondry in support, but Colwill got there first. Will now take the throw in. Kone offers himself. Here is Cherki. And he create the room. He works the 1-2, and Cherki forces a fine save from Trafford. And that's the best moment of the game so far for France. Now Kone. Larouchi. Adley, Cherki, all the party pieces coming out now. Briefly won back by Elliott. Simakan. And Aarons making the challenge and winning the throw-in. Skip. Now Elliott. Spence. Gibbs White and Archer in the centre. Spence sees a gap and goes for it, and the cross is just beyond Archer. But that's better from England. This was the opportunity for Shirky. Played the 1-2 with Abilene, and Trafford doing well to get down quickly, and then at the other end, Spence using his pace, but the cross was comfortably beyond camera and Archer. Colwell, who is on loan from Chelsea at Brighton. Did have a very good season in the Championship with Huddersfield last season. Smith Rowe is closed down by Simican. To build up some momentum as we head towards half-time. The French with more of the ball, and they currently lead the shot count 5-1 with 3 efforts on target. Oliver Skip, the only yellow card so far. Lee Carsley could maybe do with half-time here, just to try and sort 1 or 2 things out. But England do have a free kick, the challenge from Elise on Aarons. England missing both Florian Balogun and Jared Branthwaite from the original squad. Branthwaite, the young Everton defender, on loan at PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Gibbs White seeking out Archer, but it's claimed by Chevalier. And the French lost 4 members of their original squad: Melvin Barr, Ariane Truffet, Maxence Cacare and Yoris Shota. Yasser Larouchi, the left back, was one of the players who was drafted in and has started here today, as Smith Rowe does well to win it back. Elliott. Now Spence. 2 in the centre. The cross is deflected, and a fine save from Chevalier to deny Archer. Well, he's had very little to do, but he performed very well there. Sharp chance for Cameron Archer, but he's been in that sort of form. And Chevalier just throwing up the right arm to deny it. England's first shot on target. And now they have their first corner. Gibbs White will take it. Colwell a target. Met by Gondry. Gomez though wins it back. Spence. Aarons. Gomez all the way back to James Trafford. Once again, Colwell Going long and performed well by Gibbs-White, but from an offside position. Adli. Larouche. Simakan. Adli will be penalised. Just pulling down Levi Colwill. Had a look before the challenge. England won 7 of their 8 games in 2022. A home defeat to Slovenia, the only blemish on that record. They were very impressive in the previous international break. Here is Kone. Oh, he comes inside and forces an excellent save from Trafford. Well, both goalkeepers have really excelled close to half-time. Didn't seem to be too much on there for Manu Kone, but he hit that with real power. And Trafford with the fingertips. Shirky with the corner. Cleared by Creswell. Elliott. Now Gondry. Larouche going back to Chevalier. Not too much on the ball back to the left back, so he just has to scamper. Archer. Brings it back well from Elise. Skip. Elliott. Aaron's popping up on the right. Elliott. Gibbs-White. Gomez. Spence will have to naturally cut inside, coming in from the left. Aarons. Elliott. Gibbs-White. Back to Elliott. And it's Gomez who will hit it, blocked by Kone. Now the ball forward from Colwill, and this time it was Adli who went down, but no free kick given. England getting stronger as we head towards half-time. Aarons. Smith-Rowe. Gibbs-White looking to change the point of the attack and almost breaks poor Archer down the centre, but here is Gomez again. Now the space for Elliott. Dinked in towards Gibbs-White. Smith-Rowe was in there, and in the end Larouche with an important foot in for France. And now they look to break at the other end. Here is Adli. All alone, and in the end, blazes over. But the French do have real pace on the breakaway, and overall, Sylvain Ripoll may be disappointed his side aren't ahead as we head towards half-time. There will be a minimum of one more minute. Aarons. Braswell. Spence. Now Skip. Gibbs White. Aarons. Gibbs White on his outside. Appeals for handball as the cross was blocked by Larouche. Skip. England's momentum will shortly be halted by the half-time whistle, but much better signs as we headed towards the break. But it's goalless. Both goalkeepers making fine saves in the first half. James Trafford to deny both Kone and Cherki. Cameron Archer kept out by Lucas Chevalier. The French have dominated possession, but England with the best opportunity for England so far, forcing an excellent save from Lucas Chevalier. Benoit Badiashile and Rayan Cherki have been two of the main players for France at both ends of the pitch. Cherki in particular has really caught the eye. And it's England who get the second half underway in their famous white shirts, defending the goal away to our right. It's the first half of a double-header for both nations. France playing Spain on Tuesday. England will be heading south to meet Croatia at Fulham's Craven Cottage. No changes to either side at half-time. Colwell. Skip was just caught there by Kone, so it will be a free kick. Oliver Skip, the only player shown a yellow card in the first half. But a French team with not too many caps in key areas, performed well. Gondry and Le Penot making their debuts at international level. And Cherki, of course, as so often has been the class act on the field for them. Skip. Cameron Archer for England does have 4 goals in 4 games at this level, and he almost maintained his goal-a-game record in the first half. Here is Smith Rowe. Now Gomez. Kone wins it back, and Cherki was off and running there, but the pass never quite found him. Gomez did well to make the challenge and hurt himself in the process. Spence looking to produce one of those characteristic cavalier runs, but again the French will try and break, but they've given the ball away themselves. Smith Rowe. Into Archer. Just held up by Le Penot. And Elise can't find Cherki. And here is Colwell. And now Kone. Larouche, who plays for Troyes in France, having come through the academy at Liverpool. Gondry. It's in towards Cherki again, but once again England cut it out. But the French have worked very hard without the ball to win the ball back. Larouche. Link up with Ablin this time. Cameron Archer does seem to have the capability of putting himself fairly high in the overall goal-scoring list for England's under-21 side. Arsenal's Eddie Nketiah currently holds the record with 16 goals. Alan Shearer just behind him on a group of players who scored 13. It's unlikely that the way international football is these days that anyone will get close to James Milner's 46 caps at this level. Max Aarons is almost halfway, but he's already 23 years of age, so won't be eligible for this age group for too much longer. Here is Aarons now. Already has 2 promotions and 2 relegations from the Premier League on his resume. Gomez, who hits his teammate, and then Elliott with a shot on target, but it's comfortable for Chevalier. Gomez was given the room to let fly there, but it was blocked by Aarons, who was coming across his field of vision. Both these teams beat Germany in the previous international break. They, of course, are the reigning champions at under-21 level. Smith Rowe! And it's the Arsenal man who gives England the lead. Well, he's had a season troubled by injury, but he could be returning to top form at a key time for club and country. Thaddeus Shield, the player who was looking to bring the ball out, quickly cut out by Skip. And then Gibbs White picking out Smith Rowe. And that's an excellent header. And England have been looking to get runners from midfield into the penalty area. And Smith Rowe, the player who finally finds himself on the end of something. And after a first half in which they were under pressure for long spells, it is Lee Carsley's team who take the lead. Smith Rowe with his 3rd goal for England's under-21 side. Already has a goal to his name for the senior team. Another one here in age group football for a player who has packed a good deal into his young career so far. And this could yet be a season with the silver lining for Emile Smith Rowe. Colwell, and the French, of course, defending a 14-match unbeaten run. You have to go back to their defeat in the previous European Championships in May of 2021 when they lost to the Netherlands in Budapest. Deo Upamecano had them ahead in that game for a long time before Myron Boado denied them very late on. Since then, 10 wins and 4 draws. Skip. And now Spence. And England get the free kick. And it's been a very good response from England to come out at the start of the second half with real purpose. And those first half saves from James Trafford appear even more important now. Gomez. Now Elliott. Aarons. Back on the left after a brief move over to the other side late in the first half. Archer in pursuit. And now Gondry, Smith Rowe working hard to win it back. Simakan eventually conceding the throw-in. Colwell. And it's back to James Trafford. Colwell again. Longer this time, but Gondry is able to win it in the air. Smith Rowe. He was rather put under pressure by the ball into him, but was able to work it back to Trafford. Colwell. Sylvain Ripoll will be interested to see how his team respond to this. Kone. England have got a lot closer to Rayan Cherki since half-time, and now they also have a free kick for the challenge on Gomez. Elliott almost took the ball in stride. Elise. Gondry. Elise again. The ball driven in, and it was flicked on by Adeline, but away from Adley. Here is Larouche. Larouche, Cherki. Well, he's created the space and then just delayed, but he continues, and in the end, Aarons has to make the block. Well, that was a terrific run from Rayan Cherki. And Simakan is fouled at the other end by Archer. But Cherki seemed he could have shot there and there, and when he eventually let fly, Aarons was in the way. And then Archer was looking to hold off Simakan. Elise. Quick feet from him, but it's a goal kick. James Trafford, at 20 years of age, has got some excellent experience with Bolton Wanderers on loan from Manchester City this season. Made his debut in the European qualifiers. Aarons. Colwell. Aarons into the free kick, but nothing given this time. And Aarons will be penalised there himself for just pulling back Le Pennon. There's a yellow card as well for the Norwich City fullback. Le Pennon was just skipping into the space that Aarons had vacated, and he's the second England player to be booked. Arushi, Shirky. There well by Spence. Here is Elliott. Jed Spence has been one of England's brighter performers so far. That is Shield. Arushi. Be changes from the bench very soon. Amin Goriri of Rennes will be coming on. He's been a regular scorer for his club this season. Kone, the player who is down, but England play on. Elliott. Now Smith Rowe. White towards Gibbs White. Elliott. Archer. He was looking for Elliott again, but Badia Shield able to win it back for the French. And here is Shirky. Found by Ableen. Back heel from Gondry. Doesn't quite find Shirky. Archer. And he's lost out to Le Pennon. Kone. Playing well by Trafford. Was caught out there, and the French did have half a dozen blue shirts forward. Kone rather scooping the effort in the end. There is Shield. There is Simmerkamp. Elise, support from Gondry. The skip coming back, but Elise who wins it back. And here is Shirky. It's a goal kick in the end. And that could be the cue for a cue of French changes. And it's Shirky to be the first player to be coming off, but considering that number 15 went up and Adley is actually on the field to play, they may have just to sort out the board here. Adley is coming off, although his number was in green to indicate he was coming on, so Adley does eventually come off along with Shirky. Amin Goriri is the first player to come on to win his 25th cap at this level. And he's joined by Enzo Lefebvre of Lorient. And the other player to go off is Yasser Larouchi. And Niels Nkunku comes on. player who was brought into the squad following injuries, plays for Saint-Etienne on loan from Everton. And he was also part of the French Olympic squad, but this is first cap for the under-21s. Lefebvre winning his 10th cap at this level, does have 3 goals. Elliott. Archer just holding his run to stay onside. Elliott then holds on to the ball and loses out to Le Pennon. Simakan. First involvement for Guerrieri, but tries to barge his way through a couple of challenges, but in the end England will clear. But different look to the French team with Guerrieri operating down the left. Did score the winner when the French beat Germany 1-0 in their previous win, before a couple of draws against Belgium and Norway in September. Elise. And the cross evades everybody. England are readying Noni Madueke and Curtis Jones. And it's Cameron Archer who will come off first. And Curtis Jones will replace him, the Liverpool midfielder. But there could be a change in shape here. Noni Madueke will replace the goalscorer, Emile Smith-Rowe. Madueke back in England at Chelsea, having moved from PSV Eindhoven during the international break. This is his 5th appearance for the under-21s. Came through the academy at Tottenham. Smith-Rowe making a goal-scoring return to the England under-21 side on a stadium, or in a stadium, where he scored for Arsenal against Leicester in the Premier League just over 12 months ago. Curtis Jones recently agreed a new long-term contract with Liverpool. Regular for the under-21s, playing in his 5th age group for England. Looks like he will play as the furthest player forward. Kunku brings it forward for France. Guerrieri almost slipped through to Lefebvre, but claimed by Trafford. Elliott on the first challenge. Gibbs White is forward. Now Spence. Gomez, Elliott, Skip, Jones. Madueke. England have been much improved overall on their first half performance. And on the balance of play since half time, deserve to be ahead. Here is Kone. Guerrieri. He's enjoying an excellent season at club level. It breaks to Lefebvre. Guerrero takes over again. He and Shirky were the two top goal scorers in qualification. He's already got 5 of them, and he's really taken the role here as team leader in an attacking sense for the French, with Shirky now going off. Gibbs White for England. Now Elliott. Madueke. He's got real pace. Simakan looking to force him wide. Madueke now looking for support. It comes from Aarons. Antonio was the player fouled. Here is Badiashile. With 4 French caps in this team. Also celebrates his birthday tomorrow. Creswell. And towards Jones. Now Colwell. Gibbs White has been busy in the second half. He careers into the challenge there, but wins the ball to Holt Elise. Goriri. Elise. Gondry. Elise. Goriri. Good challenge though from Gomez. Here is Jones. He was just caught there. It will be a free kick and a yellow card as well for Michael Elise. A frustrating second half for him. He was caught on the wrong side there and just clipped Curtis Jones. And England are bringing the changes here. And a popular player coming on to replace Max Aarons. It's Luke Thomas on his home ground, the Leicester City youngster. And Morgan Gibbs White will also make way. James Garner now with Everton, having come through at Manchester United, the player who will come on. Angel Gomez will also be replaced by Jacob Ramsey of Aston Villa. Tommy Doyle of Manchester City. But he's been on loan very successfully with Sheffield United this season. He will replace Oliver Skipp. He's in his 6th age group with England. And Cole Palmer, another Manchester City youngster, comes on for Harvey Elliott. I hope you're keeping up. So it's very much a new-look England team now. Colwell has taken the armband. And they could be tested here. Guerreri. The change is going through at the top of your picture. Lefay. Le Pen on, but England have numbers back now. Badiashile. Elise. Sure that there will be changes to the England team as well for the game coming up against Croatia. Simakan is penalised there for the nudge on Ramsey, but of course Lee Carsley will have an eye on the team he wants to pick for his opening game coming up in June. Matty Sadleavy is now going off for France. Arnaud Kalimwendo of Rennes is coming on. Does have 6 goals in Ligue 1 this season. Came through the academy at Paris Saint-Germain. Andy Diouf, another player who was brought into the squad fairly late on. He comes on to win his first cap at this level, and Elise will also be replaced by Bradley Barcola, another player who is making his debut for the under-21s. Lyon midfielder. Has 5 goals so far this season. Diouf, a player who is on loan from Rennes at Basel in Switzerland. Has scored goals in the UEFA Europa Conference League this season. Will take the throw in on very familiar territory. Ramsey. He's been a regular in Aston Villa's midfield this season. Nkunku conceding the throw in. Just evading Cole Palmer. Who often gets first team action in cup competitions for Manchester City. Now Jones, Ramsey almost found Madueke. Jones back to Madueke, and that should settle it. Noni Madueke's first goal for England's under-21s. And the French's 2-year unbeaten record is surely coming to an end. Some crisp passing from England around the penalty area. Madueke and Jones were heavily involved. Seemed to have broken down there, but Jones was able to retrieve the situation. And he found Madueke, and that's a very calm finish, just brushing the fingers of Chevalier. And that's a big moment for Noni Madueke. Ben Johnson of West Ham is now coming on to replace Jed Spence. He's been the Young Player of the Year at West Ham for the last 2 years. Spence has had a decent game. In recent years, this is a rare victory upcoming for England against France. Well, they were 2 goals up thanks to Harry Kane back in 2014 before losing 3-2. And they're coming forward again. Madueke found by Ramsey, and he pulls it back, and that's a lovely finish. Curtis Jones makes it 3. And England are really turning on the style now. And suddenly, this victory is becoming emphatic. And Lee Carsley can smile. And that's the sort of football that the England fans will appreciate. Ramsey driving from midfield. Madueke with the cross, and an impudent flick from Curtis Jones to guide the ball beyond Chevalier. A goal and an assist now for Madueke. And it's Jones, his fourth goal at this level. And England's goals in the second half have come from Arsenal, Chelsea, and now Liverpool. French looking to break themselves, but Gondry has gone down. England play it forward, but they quickly win it back, and the changes for England have really had an impact. Jones and Madueke. Now Guerreri. French in the second half have been swept aside. Le Pen, Simaka, Guerreri again, found by Barcola. And this really has been a lesson for them in not taking their chances when they were on top. Now Diouf has been robbed. The England crowd want more goals here. The breaks for Kalimuendo. He continues. Colwell with the clearance, and then he was the player fouled by Kalimuendo. France now making more changes. And Johan Le Pen is replaced by Han-Noah Masengo. Currently features for Auxerre, on loan from Bristol City in England in the second tier. And this is debut at this level. Badia Shield is also going to be replaced, and Castello Lukeba will come on for him, the Lyon defender. And he also takes the armband. Sylvain Ripoll is contemplating defeat for the first time in a long time. But Han-Noah Masengo arrived in England for a considerable transfer fee. After coming through Monaco's academy, he was featuring under Thierry Henry in the Champions League at a very young age. But ultimately, this looks a comfortable victory for England. 2 goals in 2 minutes late in the game. Noni Madueke, who then provided the cross for Curtis Jones, repaying the compliment after he made his goal. So far, in the build-up to the Euros, England will have enjoyed victories over Italy, Germany and France, which looks pretty good on paper, although I'm sure Lee Carsley will look back on moments in the first half and think there are things to build on, which is maybe never a bad thing. Is the crowd at the King Power Stadium tonight. I'm sure there'll be good numbers as well at Craven Cottage on Tuesday. Mwendo. Well, there could be trouble here. He's given the ball away. Here is Palmer. So many options for him. One of them's Madueke. Pulled back towards Jones. And in the end, Masengo is able to clear. Guerreri, Masengo, Barcola, Masengo again. The pass was behind Diouf, but he's able to recover it. Masengo. So Valentin Gondry will play the 90 minutes on his debut. James Garner making the challenge for England. Doyle was also involved, and now Ramsey. Right in Madueke. Comes in field, back towards Ramsey! And it's another brilliant England goal. Jacob Ramsey this time. And England are really sending out a message here. He initially started it. Madueke with another assist, and that's a really good ball to find Ramsey, who drove it low under the body of Chevalier. And England, with a flurry of late goals, are enjoying a big victory against one of their major rivals. And Sylvain Ripoll has seen his team swept aside here. The biggest ever loss came against England in the semi-finals of the European Championships back in 1984, when Mark Hateley, who went on to star for the senior team, scored 4 times at a 6-1 victory. England went on to beat Spain in the final, the last time they had success at this level. Cleared away by Chevalier. And England have really shown some real promise in the second half. Noni Madueke coming on, and he was part of that with a goal and 2 assists, and he is the player of the match. Helping to turn the game decisively in England's favour. Involved in all 3 of the goals since he came on. Now England tried to play the ball out, but Guerreri almost wins it back. Doyle. Masengo. Simakan is still forward here. And the shot is too high in the end from Kali Mwendo. James Trafford has had very little to do in the second half after making a couple of excellent saves to keep England on level terms in the first half. Long from Doyle, looking for his clubmate at Manchester City, Cole Palmer. England with 3 goals in 9 minutes. Jones. Thrown back by Mwendo. Masengo. Now Diouf. Only 19 years of age. Stepping up from the under-19s. Make his debut here. Lefebvre. Lukeba. Mwendo, Diouf, Masengo. So much of the early promise for France has fizzled out the longer the game has gone on. Marguerite. There's an overlap here. Lefebvre finding the support, but the cross is cut out. Nkunku was forward, but Colwill was able to send the ball behind. England will be very keen for the clean sheet now. Lefebvre will take the corner kick. Luke Thomas who heads away, and that's it. Well, it's a statement win for England. The French losing their first match in 15 games. Emile Smith-Rowe with the opening goal 5 minutes into the second half, and then it was the Noni Madueke show, scoring the second and then making the final two for Curtis Jones and Jacob Ramsey. England finishing with 3 goals in 9 minutes. And if the French are one of the favourites for the European Championships, England must also be in that bracket after this showing in the second half. The French arguably with the better team.